He rose from the dead. He rose from the dead. He rose. Oh, it's a long way down. He rose from the dead. He rose. He rose. He rose from the dead. And my Lord will bear my Savior home. Enough of that. What I'm gonna do now? I'll go throw some more coins. Did pretty good. Let's see that. Put that right down there. And then
there's got to be, what, 80 couples in the diner, and he just walks in, 2 minutes tops. And I'm carrying in my head like 5 different requests from the assembled infants. Excuse me, customers. You know, a clean fork, a second bottle of corn.
This tonight?
This is tonight. 2 raisin and up pancakes, a bottle of undrinkable house red, and an offer of marriage from the stinkiest raincoat I ever smelled. Where somewhere in the depths I know there was a life on something way low down on the food chain. An insurance clerk and this guy.
Insurance guy?
No, the guy I'm passing, and he goes, "Excuse me, miss, am I invisible?" So I said, "Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe this is one of those games, you know, where the people pretend to be goblins, and perhaps he's had this gift of invisibility conferred on him by some internal wizard, and he's seeking my confirmation like, did the ketchup just speak to me?" And then I realized, no, this is supposed to be some type of humor, a survey humor with a purpose. So, am I invisible really means I've been standing in this crowded restaurant for 90 seconds and no one has yet rushed up to check my dice.
Am I invisible?
So I said, "Excuse me." And he said, "Can you see me? And if you can see me, then bring me a menu."
Now this what? Young guy? Old guy?
White guy.
Uh-oh.
So then I go, "Okay, no, since we planned this exchange at an advanced level," I said, "No, the question is, can you see me?" The brow furrowed.
Oh, the troubled brow. Yes, indeed. The marks on the forehead.
You could have sown corn in those furrows.
Though they blossom in the morning night we sow, yet the harvest will flee away in a day of grief and incurable pain.
I mean, can you see me? Can you see me as anything but a pair of black hands, a pair of black feet to bring you a menu? I mean, if I wasn't wearing this uniform, could you even see me at all? Shoot, if I was bleeding, lying in a gutter somewhere, would you even turn your face toward me?
And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread.
Then I thought, no, I just overdid that. I'm telling you, the scoop I'm laying this on with is a couple scoops too large, and I'm gonna get this back with interest. And sure enough, he goes, just bring your daggone menu, girl, and quit your sass. So I said, oh, sir, there you are. I can see you now. You were really there all the time.
You were there all the time. Well, now that's good enough for me. I scored out a win for you on points.
Yeah, knockout.
I make the points.
I mean, I hate Thursdays. I mean, them pompous jerks winding themselves up for the weekend, traffic, and that Thursday special.
A lot of traffic Thursdays in Memphis.
I don't know, maybe just tonight.
You know, I ain't been to Memphis in a dozen years or more. 1962. 63.
Yeah, I told you there was going to be traffic tonight, Pop.
Yeah, you told me. You sure did. You know, I had me a bit of a curious day today, too.
What, you go to church?
Yes, I did. Took a walk up by the church.
Now, Pop, you know that ain't taking no walk, because you could have hit that church from that chair with a biscuit.
Well, now, I done took a walk up by the church. And I goes in, and I pray, and I come out, and I'm feeling good. And there's Alice Walcott. Now, she on her way in to pray. She sees me coming out from praying, and you know what she says?
Well, she gonna put in a good word for you with the Lord.
There's no such thing. And she said, you know, when your daughter come back to live with you last year, we all wasn't so sure at first.
What's she talking about, we all?
Her gossip women. The women with the big eyeglasses. They all got eyeglasses, look like goldfish bowls. And she said, we wasn't so sure if that was your daughter, or maybe we done took you a new wife. How you like that? At 75 years old, and she think I done took a new wife.
I've seen it done.
I told her, this dog's hunting days was long gone.
Gone, maybe. Long gone, I say no.
She said, we thought maybe this old dog done caught him a new rabbit. Maybe bit off more than he could chew.
She said that.
Yes, she did.
Shame on her.
I told her, I said, I'm too old to get caught like that. Ain't no devil woman gonna jump me. That's why I took a house at the crossroads, so I could spot trouble coming in all directions.
Yeah, they're pretty free with their mouths on wild people.
All old directions. Now that was mine.
Yeah, they just busy. Just busy.
You know, your guy there, and he's got a point. I hate that you go someplace to eat and then I'm not a good Christmas.
Oh, well, that's different, Pop. You talking about a black guy and a white place. Ain't nobody gonna know. He's talking white guy and this place.
I've been black guy, black place, and still have. I want people to see me.
You want what?
Now, I'm talking about when I was going to a diner, or when I was going anywhere. And I wish you quit pulling me up on that. Now, when I'm talking about what I want, what I think, and what I do, I'm talking about what I used to want, used to think, and used to do. Now I'm not going no place no more. You know, just going out to the church about it. So why don't you just humor the way a person talks, you know? Give me none of this you won't want.
I ain't saying nothing.
Well, now there's things to pass, and there's things not. I know the difference. And I am content.
Well, if that's fine by you.
I am content.
And it's fine by you.
Now, I heard a song on the radio today.
Aren't you gonna listen to the radio?
I listened today. They played a tune by Blind Lemon Johnson.
You're gonna listen to the radio.
They said they played, see that my grave is kept clean. Must be 50 years back you laid that thing down, and here I am sitting in this chair listening to it today.
Well, that is how it works, Pop.
Been in this bed 45 years or more. Heard that song, had them on my mind all day long.
That's good for you, Pop. I wouldn't say anything different.
You know, I used to work with them when I was 17, leading them around.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, you know, blind women always carry a gun.
Yeah.
Had a pearl hand.
Blind women carry a gun.
The type of thing keep an individual nervous, you understand? You got a blind man on the leash, he's packing 45, and he needs pretty ginger. He said to me, hey boy, quiet, where you taking me? I said, car was just as I was getting on. He said to me, I said, hey, blind woman, what's with you having two cars? He said to me, Jesse, I don't have my own shoulder. And blind woman was like too, because he died in his own car. That's right. I had a heart attack, once car one, and they found him all alone. That's so for balls. Left in that tree, trees like a big old iceberg till the car come. Blind woman Jesse.
Well, that's history for you.
Yeah, what you think?
History always won. So could have been that, you went out to the pickup, got lost in the blizzard. Could have been that line 11 fired him first and then, I don't know, had a heart attack and a bit of remorse.
I was on that show with the devil. He was a man of bad character. And I was a man sent from the devil.
Well, a blues singer with two chauffeurs deserves what he gets.
Am I in good? You say your blind man is gone for asking that question, but I wonder, I do wonder that myself sometimes.
Now, Pop, you made your circumstances. What did you expect?
There were circumstances.
Pop, let the world believe that you were dead. You can't expect to be visible like that.
I read my obituary. It was in the Chicago Tribune. I like it. It is pretty good. I said, hell, I'm going to go with Chris. Quit while I'm ahead.
And you did not think that.
Well, now, I cannot swear today, know what I know and what I did not.
Pop, you walked away.
All I know is, I hear about your invisible man tonight. And I say, hey, that ain't such a dumb question. That ain't even this curious question.
Pop, just listen.
Because now you ask yourself that question, am I invisible? Because why else? When you got college degrees all of your own, are you waiting on a man like this in a member's time? Now, who's dumb here? Who's the hard to see of the two of them?
Pop, you the one. Because look at you, the one sitting up here in this bare wall, shotgun shack, $5 in your pocket, and that English faggot band up the road in Memphis playing your songs to that big, big crowd.
Big faggots? That's just being English.
Maybe so.
I heard them on that radio too. I was surprised. They play pretty good.
Yeah. Because they sell a million copies of the record that you wrote back in what? 1931. You got $15 for it. What they did?
Dead man can't renegotiate his contract.
Well, maybe it's best we just not talk then.
Well, now that you know I like talking to people.
All we did was talk about what happened there.
Well, I won't talk about you waiting table. You don't talk about me being dead.
Doesn't leave much.
No, but we'll find a way.
Yeah. Scratching each other's faces.
Scrapping ain't so bad. You just got to know when to stop.
Yeah. Blood flows.
But when the blood flows, you scratch, you go blood, and you quit.
Family life.
It's successful family life. Yes, ma'am.
Like we know.
Yeah, you are right. When am I going to bed? Maybe I'll sleep.
Try to sleep.
I always try. Always try.
Yeah.
But it ain't a crime that I tell you, you understand? Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
charge something climbing in.
But you got an optic nerve in your ankle?
Oh, well, that's my life, man. Things get misplaced.
Gosh, what are you on?
Am I in the right place?
I would say not.
My name is Carl.
I know who you are. How was Memphis?
Sorry?
Your gig, how'd it go?
Oh, right. Who are you?
How was your gig?
It was cool.
Are y'all just faggots, English, or both?
Well, I guess that depends on what town you're in.
Well, where are you tomorrow?
Baton Rouge.
And I'll be careful.
Well, thanks for the test.
Look, my name is Della, and you have just broken into my house.
Right. It wasn't personal.
It was criminal.
Yeah, it's slightly criminal. But you see, I was up on stage tonight. I had this vision.
You have smashed my window.
Right here, man, here. Take this.
Are you offering me money?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're in luck. I usually don't carry money on tour, but I really like dollars. You know, the way they all look the same, but the numbers are different. So I make sure that I say, well, stashed, man, here, take it.
Look, there's too much here.
Well, get a good one.
There's got to be over $500.
You see, I was up on stage tonight, and I'm singing this song, and I start to get this vision, right? That's his guitar. The Mario D45, this is the place, isn't it?
Here comes another.
Another one.
Is that really the guitar? Is this his house? All their photos? And the number one question.
Is he still alive?
That's the one.
Well, is he still
They
alive?
always ask that question.
Is he?
Carl, do you have any of his records?
Oh, I got all his records, man.
What does it say on them?
Well, it says that he died in a car crash in 1961.
Well, then I say this to you, Carl. Believe the sleeves.
Well, the circumstances were mysterious.
Guitarists always die mysteriously. It's their way of being interesting. You'll catch yourself doing it someday.
Well, how do you know Jesse Davidson is dead?
I'm his daughter.
Right, Della. Della, he had 6 children.
Correct.
And you're the only legitimate one.
Oh, shoot. Took the degree. Okay. When's his birthday?
17th of November.
Oh, the master's degree.
It is good to meet you.
I was at the funeral. He's dead, I know. Trust me.
Well, I read the casket was closed.
Not to me, it wasn't. He was badly disfigured, but it was him.
You see, Della, I was up on stage tonight, right? And there was a quart of Jack Daniels going around the 5 of us. You know, somebody passed me a pipe. I don't know what was in it, but suddenly it all came together in my mind. You know, I started getting flashes, you know, the man's face, that guitar. You know, a house that I've been to before, a house at a crossroads.
So what, you just struck luck?
No, we've been here almost a week. And every spare moment I get, I drive out here into the Delta. Sniff around the small towns, ask questions. There's clues in the lyrics.
Hate when they find clues in the lyrics.
We came right by here the other night. There was some guy down at a gas station said something like, there's an old black man I passed about a mile up the road. You know, I had a feeling, but he didn't know what house.
Look, Carl, I hate to disappoint you, but he was in the car with his wife when he crashed.
Angela,
yes. She wanted him to stop singing, stop playing. She thought it was enough, okay? He was 60. He was on his way to a gig. She didn't want to go. She changed her mind at the last minute, and he turned the car over.
Station wagon.
Whatever, station wagon, Carl. The thing is, you know, I have my own life, okay, and it's here. And although I keep the guitar and everything, because this was his house and he was my daddy, I really don't care.
About train spotters like me.
Especially this late at night, you understand?
But you see, the guitar wasn't in the station wagon. And he kept it in a coffin case, solid, wouldn't have been smashed. Yeah, he was on his way to a gig. Some people say the cops stole it. But there it is on your wall.
Look, Carl, okay? It was a regular gig with a quartet, okay? In a big old barn of a place. He needed to play an electric guitar with them to be heard. A pale blue Gibson Thunderbird, since you asked. It was the house instrument. It belonged to the owner. He never put the marker in the car.
Right. Hey, I'm sorry. I've been out of line.
Yes. Yes, you have, Carl.
Hey, can I call you?
Well, look, why don't I call you?
All right, we're at the Peabody. There's a password. You say Muddy Waters, and they put you right through.
Yeah, well, of course.
Hey, man, I'm sorry about the window.
It's okay about the window.
No, I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm sorry.
you paid
I'm
for the window.
Hey, you come see us tomorrow, Baton Rouge, all right? Call me. I'll put your name on the door.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it'd be an honor. Bring a friend.
Sure.
It's a long tour, you know. It's nice to meet you, Della.
Yeah, sure.
Della, what I said to you before, you know I didn't mean that.
Well, what he said to you before, he didn't mean it. Alright, I am relaxed about this. I can handle this.
You midnight creep around my daughter, boy?
No, my name is Carl, alright? I'm with this English band. We play the blues. Well, anyway, we started playing the blues and things got more. Well, anyway, we had this gig these last 3 nights in Memphis. You know, we had a big hit with one of your songs, Shotgun Blues. You know, it went platinum. You know, there were a lot of royalties. I think you might need to call your agent. Well, you know, I have always loved your music. You know, the blues, that guitar, that's what got me going, man. But I had never been to this part of the world before. You know, the first night we finished the gig and we take off in a helicopter. You know, I set my chauffeur on ahead and I climbed in. You know, off we go, the Delta by night. And round about dawn, I go, you know, if the legend is true, if the man didn't die, then he'd be here. Wouldn't go back to Chicago, no, too many people. He'd go back to somewhere he knows. You know, not exactly where he came from, maybe 40 or 50 miles further north. So the next night, you know, I'm up on stage, I'm singing a Robert Johnson tune, and it hits me, you know. Crossroads. He would go to live at a crossroads. So the same thing, the gig ends, the chopper, the motor, we drive around all night, all morning. I keep thinking, you know, I'm so close, I can sense it. Tonight the gig ends. The same thing, the chopper, the motor, and this flashes through my mind. You know, I'm looking at it, all right, and there are 4 buildings. Okay, a church, a used car lot, a very neat house. I mean, come on. And this one. You know, it had to be. It had to be, and it was.
Well, you observed the criminal times we have in Georgia. Now, when I went to bed last night, this window was in perfect condition. Am I supposed to know who you are?
Like I said, all right, I'm with this English.
I heard that. It don't mean nothing to me. You think I go out and buy your record? You think I listen to that stuff?
I don't know, man.
I don't even have a music machine no more. I don't listen to no radio, and I don't care if you make a lot of money off me. I'm a dead man. You understand that?
Yeah, I
And
just
what's
thought
this shit about the crossroads?
Crossroads. It's a great myth. The myth about the blues.
Don't believe I ever heard it.
What? Come on. Well, it's a myth they tell about Robert Johnson and about you. You know, you were a young man, you wanted to play, you worked at it, but something was missing. So you heard this story from a witch doctor, right? You decided to give it a go. So you went to a crossroads at midnight. You started to play a song. footsteps behind you. Suddenly, the footsteps stop. It's the devil. All right, he taps you on the shoulder, you hand him your guitar, he tunes it up for you and hands it right back. And he walks away, but you can't look behind you. And immediately you can play. You can play like nobody else. Only this. You owe him your soul. You trade your soul to the devil to learn how to play the blues.
You believe that?
Well, that's the story they tell.
I know they tell it. I don't believe you tell it. And now I'm asking you, do you have any belief in it?
Yeah, I believe it.
He believes.
They like that story.
Yeah, they do. The white folks always come to me with that one. I love to hear y'all tell that story.
White folks, very superstitious.
They very superstitious folks.
Yeah, they take that stuff, that devil stuff.
Don, you go to bed.
What?
I want to talk to this gentleman, and I want him to go to bed.
I guess you get what you want.
Not always, but I do tonight. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Sit down, brother. Now, I want to ask you some questions here.
Oh, is this your chair?
Now, where you from?
Surrey.
Surrey, England.
Yeah, Surrey, England.
What goes down there?
Well, a lot of stockbrokers live there. When they're awake, they work in their gardens.
Stockbrokers. What they grow?
Stuff. Flowers. Lobelias are big there.
Not the bellies.
Yeah, it's the same all over the home counties, but Surrey.
Home county.
Yeah, it's like this bit in the corner of England. They call it the home counties.
Sounds bad for the other counties.
You could say that.
What they saying about the other counties? You can't make a home in them?
Oh, no.
You can't make a home in them?
No, not exactly.
I don't get it.
Look, it's just a phrase, man.
Let me ask you something. Now, if you're from Surrey, home counties, England, how come you talk that way?
What way?
Now, I ain't never been to England, but I met folks from the country, man, and I seen them in the movies. Don't none of them talk like you.
Well, I talk like I talk, man.
Well, I hear you talking like you talk, man. What I want to know is, how come you invent that way of talking?
What way is that?
You talk like you got dropped from an airplane into the deep south of the United States of America for a couple of hours and couldn't get it out of your head.
Well, that's about right. In 1961, I heard an Elmore James album 3 times in a row. Straight off. 2 hours in the Mississippi Delta, I was in heaven.
You didn't have to work in it.
And you didn't have to live in Surrey. Oh, it's Pebble Dash house fronts and quiet and clocks that strike the quarters. To survive, you have to invent stuff. You're like, the Luftwaffe hit the back bedroom last night and we're digging Granny out of the rubble. All right, around 15 or 16 it strikes you. Instead of inventing a little bit here and a little bit there, you invent the whole thing. All right, you change your hair, your way of dressing, your attitudes. And when you talk, a different sound comes out.
Escape inside yourself.
Well, yeah.
See, now, I comprehend that, see. When you work in the Mississippi cotton fields, you work from can to can. Can see, start working. Can't see, stop working. Mississippi summer, that's 5 in the morning to 10 at night. 1921. Time so hard you couldn't cut it with a Kaiser blade. I was out in the back 7 cut one morning, 9, 10 o'clock, I don't know. I heard my pal Jimmy singing a hymn. You can see him no more on this earth. Now, Jimmy wasn't really a religious man, you understand. He was just telling everybody that the overseas was someplace else, and you could stand up, stretch your back a little bit. So I did that. I stood up and looked at the old cotton fields and that old mule. Stood doing nothing but near on a minute. That damn mule, he's looking at me like as if to say, what's going down here? But I'm like you, I done gone somewhere inside myself. I look at that mule and I wonder, I say, now, who's better off here? The mule or me? And I think for a second or two, and I decided to grab the mule on account of he's like to be dead in a couple of years. Well, I just started walking. Walked away from the cotton fields, from that mule, from Jimmy who's singing, "Come Back My Redeemer." But I ain't paying no mind. I ain't planning nothing. I just hit a time when every damn overseer was looking somewhere else. And I just started walking. And I walked, and I didn't stop walking until I got to Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, the escape, man. That is the biggest moment.
But see where we different. See, I believe if you sing a song about Atlanta, then you need to have been to Atlanta. You sing a song about jumping on a boxcar to catch a ride, well, you need to have done that thing. You sing a song about firing your shotgun at some man who's screwing your wife. You see what I'm saying?
You said you never heard my music.
I don't have to hear it. I don't have to hear it because I know it. You want to hear a song?
Sure.
No, I ain't taking that thing down. I ain't had that down in 14 years. I'm going to sing you a song I just wrote. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Here it goes. Down in the home county, folks have to work so hard. Down in them homesick counties, folks have to work so very hard. They gotta broke they starts all day, but they love billions in my yard. Call that the surf blues. Don't make my sense, do it. And no, see, sing blues, you got to know the blues. Sing the blues, you got to have the blues. What makes you think I like to drink this stuff?
I know what you like.
You know what I liked when I was alive.
So why did you do it?
I think a bunch of folks would do it if they got the chance. I got the chance. Brother would have been dead, to tell you the truth. And I took the next best thing.
And who else knows?
Della. Now you.
Well, you see this, Jesse. Alright, you made a certain sound. And then 40 years later, that sound crosses the Atlantic and settles in the English suburbs. Alright, I thought I was the only guy in Britain who knew about it. But then I found out there's hundreds of us. London, Newcastle, Liverpool, Glasgow. You know, it meant more to us than it did to the kids here in the Delta. You know, they're all listening to some new shit. And we're saying, no, go back. You know, go back. Find the root. We didn't go through what you went through.
That's the truth.
But we knew what it was you were saying. The first time that I heard your voice, it was on an old gramophone in a flat off of Fulham Road where I'd go and crash, you know, escaping. I heard your voice, and I thought, this is it. The blues is the blues for all time. You know, you invented it, but we took it on, and we knew straight off what the blues meant.
This is it's smoother than that stuff I used to sell.
Well, this is legal, man.
What you come here for?
Well, I had to know.
Now you know.
Look, you say you have to have the blues to sing the blues.
That's the truth.
And someone like me can't really have the blues.
That's what I believe.
Well, then look at me and you. Is it better to sing the blues and not to have them? Or to have the blues and not to sing them?
I ain't got no choice. Dead man can't sing.
I'm gonna give you a choice.
I ain't got no choice, boy.
Look, we've been on tour for 3 months. The last 2 dates, Baton Rouge tomorrow, New Orleans the day after. This is your shot. Alright, I go on stage, introduce the encore, you. Alright, you come on, play with the band. 3 numbers, that's it, and out. The Back from the Dead gig. 10 years' time, people who were thousands of miles away are gonna swear that they were there. Come on, come on. Are you in?
What's the matter? Y'all ain't selling enough records? You need me to come give you all a lift.
The band has reached a certain point.
Certain point.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
So you've reached a certain point, and you think them college kids gonna take kindly you bringing some old wobbler they ain't never heard of?
Oh, they've heard.
Some old wobbler who ain't been up on stage in 14 years singing about some gal that left him 50 years back.
I think that's exactly what they want to hear.
You know, Carl, I don't like to say this, but I think you're in trouble.
Well, trouble knows my address.
I think you got some bad trouble in your life, and you think I can pull you out.
No, I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
You know, you had a question for me. Now I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Here's my question. Is the Lord in your life?
No, he's not. The Lord is not in my life.
And that's why you're in trouble. And that's why I won't sing no blues no more. I won't sing with you. Hell, I won't even take that guitar down and sing Sweet Home Chicago.
Come on, you can still play with Christ in your life.
You know, Carl, maybe you sing blues. Maybe you even had blues. But somehow, you don't get the blues. See, the blues is bad. It gets down in your spirit. You know what they call it?
The devil's music.
The devil's music. Now, when you come in and you told me you believe that story about me and the devil down at the crossroads. Well, if you believe that, you got to believe that the blues is sin. See, now I believe that. I believe the blues cost me everything that was good in my life. And now I ain't got nothing except that. 2 things. My daughter and the Lord. And I ain't gonna play no blues no more for fear I lose them both.
Look, I hear what you're saying, Jesse. All right, I don't agree with you, but I hear it.
Well, I done spoke my word on the subject, and it's my last word. It's getting late.
Yeah. The only thing is this. I know your secret. Just me and Della.
You know my secret. You gonna tell him?
Well, that's up to you.
Hell, I don't want you to tell no one. I'd make you take an oath on the Holy Bible if I thought it meant anything to you.
Relax, all right? I'm not gonna tell anyone. If you let me come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Same time, same place.
What for?
I don't know, talk some more, drink some more.
Unusual hours you keep.
I'm on what they call band time. It's different.
I remember band time. It's where you keep track of the minutes, but not the hours. Kind of like being old.
Yeah, I guess. So,
All right, boy, you gone. Come back tomorrow.
all right. I'm going.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, use the door.
What'd you say yesterday?
I forget.
About them not knowing you.
I said maybe they wouldn't know.
No. Some old warbler they ain't never heard of. That's what you said.
Maybe I did.
Some old warbler they never heard of. You know how many people I'm talking to there, Jesse?
I played big crowds before.
Did you ever?
I played 1,200 people.
Praise the Lord.
Someplace in New York City. They done tone it down now.
Jesse, we're not talking 1,200 people.
Ha! There will be 1,200 hamburgers up.
You got more than 1,200 people there?
Ooh, a whole lot more.
Pop, it's a football stadium.
How many people you got there?
Jesse, there are 57,000 people at that concert.
57,000.
57,000 people calling your name.
I didn't know you had that many.
And that's just one gig. You know, the whole tour worldwide, we're talking about a couple of million people who know you.
2 million people.
And they're all white.
Tokyo.
White to their soul.
You know, that's some machine you got there.
Well, it's yours, Jesse. Have it.
And you know what? Forget Tokyo. Talk Memphis. How many black kids are getting in at $20 a shot?
Look, Jesse, we played 3 of your songs, all right? They join in. They know the words.
Well, he ain't exactly called for lame.
Well, to them, you are still the man.
Yeah. It's easy to be loved when you're safe, dead and gone.
But Jesse, they want you.
What'd you come back here for?
We had an arrangement.
Yeah?
Yeah, we did, Jesse. You said that I could come back again if I kept your secret. And I did. All right, I didn't tell anybody. Not the band, not the crew, security, groupies,
Hamburger sellers.
anyone.
Well, we may have cut a deal, and we may have said some things have done. But you need to know how I want it, Carl. I want to be left alone.
You dug those cats getting off on you?
I don't care nothing about that shit. I ain't like big Bill Brunsey looking for affection. I like a little edge, a little freedom when I sing to a crowd. I ain't never learned to sing no hillbilly songs, no Carolina moon. Just played the blues. I played it straight, I played it hard. And if they didn't like it, swell, because I ain't have no love lost song. That's why I kept quiet when they dug out the old timers. John James and Skippy Jones and worship. I did not wish to be found. If they wanted me, they had my records. I didn't want to be no court jester, no lovable old man.
Lovable old black man.
I ain't saying nothing about black.
That's why I said it for you.
You got kids, Carl?
My lawyers say so.
You want to watch for the time when they telling you what you think.
I'm telling you what I think.
You know I've been to prison, Carl?
I know that.
I did 5 years in prison for shooting a man I didn't even know, for getting a little too friendly with my angel. A little Saturday night frolic. Blew the back of his head clean off with a 38. I always carried a gun in them days, and I often used it. I should have done 25 to life, but you know how it goes. Guy shot, he wasn't so important. Just another nigga, you understand? So I cut a deal on the inside. I made the better slice of my money for the next 5 years. See, that's the kind of man I am. Kill one of my own kind over nothing, and then pay the white jailers so I can walk free. That's the type of personality you want to associate with. Type of personality you want to present to them college kids.
Look, I know that, Jesse. All right, they know that.
You know what, Pop? It just makes them love you all the more. Because it makes you politically acceptable.
Uh-oh. Listen up here now, Carl.
You know that's the truth.
Because this is what you're about to receive is the pure gospel, you understand?
I am saying nothing.
Go on, girl. I paid for the book learning.
Says who?
I planted the seed. I want to taste the fruit.
Get you, Pop. Shoot. I work my eyes blind to get to college, and then when I get there, what stunt do you pull?
I'd made you by then.
Yeah, may be the little girl who loved her daddy way too much, and then you go on and pretend that you did.
See that, Carl? See the kind of man I am? Bad through and through. I'm so bad, every woman I ever come in contact with betrayed me.
Look, and that's why those white people just love you. You know, the perfect black man of the dreams. You know, their grandfathers worked you to the death, worked you to death on their plantations. Their fathers spat on the children in the streets. And then they steal your music and get rich on it. Pop, you go up on that stage, you're going to betray your past. You know, all those terrible things we did to him, and he still comes out and sings to us. Pop, it don't matter how bad a man you think you are, they're going to filter all of that out. You know, yeah, he's a little drunk, he's a little savage to his women, but we made him that way. I mean, Pop, play as mean as you like, they're going to turn you into a sweet old man.
I don't know what you're getting all worked over. I ain't doing the gig.
They're going to be saying, oh, if only the niggas today were just like him instead of being all uppity and setting fire to the ghettos.
They talk plantation, ain't never saw plantation. They talk plantation, only read plantation.
He is not going to play.
We'll see.
Carl, yesterday he gave you a flat note. Okay, today he's going to string you along. He's just like a high school girl. You know, he'll flirt with you a little bit, show you a little leg, but he's not going to play. Okay? And you only have him fretting because you found him out alive, but he's not going to play.
Della, I need him bad.
So what you going to do, Carl? Put the squeeze on it. Break the story that he's still alive.
I respect the guy.
Me. You know what I just don't buy about that blues, Carl? Because right there, in the center of the blues is this hard luck story. I woke up this morning and my baby was gone. Well, of course she was gone. She had gone to find somebody who didn't see themselves as a victim. She didn't want anybody saying to her about injustice. She wanted some justice. Okay? And then you guys come along and say, oh, this is the whole truth of the black race. And that's why there's no black people at your gigs, by the way. You see, my father and his time, they didn't go around shooting their white bosses. They just shot each other. And then when they sobered up, the next morning they just begged for forgiveness from the Lord.
Look, Della, the band is finished. All right, they don't want to tour anymore. They don't want to play the blues.
So what? You the lone man on the road with his guitar.
Yeah, and I can't do the music on my own. All right, I've always needed a few dudes there to hold the wire for me. All right, when I don't have the music, that's when I really just start to stare at the wall. All right, the demons come out, and the next thing I know, I'm walking down the street trying to find the guy that's going to put it all right with the golden shot.
You know what, Carl? You have touched my heart, really. But let me tell you something. I care more about him than I do about you, okay? And I care more about me than I do about you. So why don't you just go ahead and die in the gutter with your eagles, because I really don't care.
Look, I just want to talk to him. All right, I just want to ask him some questions. I know he's not going to do the gig. All right, the man is my hero. You understand?
He is not going to talk to you about the crossroads.
No.
No. But if you'd like, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah. Thank you.
You see, Carl, a traveling musician, now right there, that's a vulnerable man. The Lord, jealous husbands, drunks. He needed a little mystique, a little false, a little mystique to build up. Satan makes a neat bodyguard.
Doesn't explain how he learned to play.
He disappeared for a time. Something he got very good at later, but why? Ku Klux Klan. You see, 1921 was a key year in their history. A key for targeting specific individuals who had either turned their backs on plantation labor or made a statement or taken a stand. So what they would do is they would trump up a rape charge on you, and then you were hunted down like an
That's the Black Studies program.
He was hiding from the Klan, okay? If you were on their list, you were beyond hope, okay? Lynchings, castration, some black people were even gorged to death with corkscrews. So what, he's held up in this shack, outside the Delta on some wasteland. He can't work, can't sing for money, he can't even show his face. And all he's got is that guitar. That's it. And he's playing it 15 dead-on hours a day, hungry as a dog for 6 months. Okay, so when the heat is off, he comes back and he's a changed man. And yes, people recognize a difference in how he plays, but it ain't got nothing to do with the devil. It's called practice.
No, that doesn't make any sense. All right, he could have jumped a train and gone north.
The Klan was a national organization. They were strong everywhere. You couldn't run. You had to find a place to hide.
The way that you tell that story, you tell it from the inside.
Well, I have spent my life trying to get inside that man's head.
No, that's not what I mean. You tell it like it's your own story.
Excuse me?
The fugitive trip. How come you play that number so well? Is it practice or is it for real?
Look, Carl, 2 things, okay? I know the man. I grew up with him, so I know him from the inside, okay? And then, 2, I went away, so I have him in perspective. I got him in a political context.
But then you came back again.
So?
So, if you just told your own story, which you did, then who was your Klan? And why did somebody who went out and bought herself an expensive land like a perspective come back to live here in 2-bar Junction Nowhere?
My father is an old
He
man.
needs nothing, Della. All right, you were here because you need him. I don't know, man. You gotta get a grip on your woman folk.
Me? Hell, I just moved in. You need to look to yourself. You the young cop with all the bucks in your pocket. You can't even keep a woman in the room for 2 minutes.
Well, she's not my woman folk.
You need to check your perfume. You giving off the wrong odors.
No, I'm giving out nothing.
You found my daughter attractive?
What? I came here to see you.
She ain't good enough for you?
She's cool.
She give you politics? Black and white politics?
I handle it.
Ain't no malice in it, you understand? Just how she sees the world, black and white.
Well, if that's her riff. Whiskey?
No, I don't think I'll take no whiskey today. I don't mean no disrespect to my daughter. I just don't go along with it. There's black, there's white. I see plenty man in both.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing against Della mine. She come back to me. I never asked her. She came back to be close to me. She had a good job at the university teaching, but she wasn't happy. I don't keep no converse with women no more. But I do have her. And I tell you something. The purest thing you ever gonna find is a man's love for his daughter. It beats any kind of love there is. It's a love of 2 spirits. The important thing is not the music. The important thing is the spirit. And that's why I pretended to be dead. Everything important in my life was gone. I left life behind so that my spirit could live.
So what you're saying is this. All right, there's a car crash, right? And Angela, the greatest love of your life, your wife.
Rest her soul.
She's killed outright. All right, there's some confusion at the scene. You know, another body in the car. Cops think that it's you. And you're what? You're what? I'll just go along with that? You skipped the funeral of the woman that you loved so you could just fade out?
A little while, and you shall not see me. And then a little while again, and you shall see.
And the one thing that you can do, which is play the blues better than anybody else on this planet. I mean, all the other guys are dead. I mean, really dead, right? The one thing you can do, you just stop doing. I don't get it.
What's I tell you anything? I don't know nothing about you. What comes to right for you to know about me?
Okay. I'll tell you about me. I'm different from you. Alright, I think music is the thing. Alright, guitars. I love guitars. Alright, I drool over them. They're like girls to me, you know? They look so, so sweet. You know, I can't be in the same room as a guitar without touching it. Gotta have it on my lap. But here you sat in the same room as this beautiful guitar for 14 years. And not a touch. Well, I don't know how you could do that. So I was wondering, Jesse. I was wondering, if you won't take it down, I was wondering if I could. If I could take it down for just a touch, Jesse.
I always call that guitar Angela.
This guitar.
I always call that Angela.
She's beautiful.
She always was beautiful.
Taking her down, man.
I figured you had.
14 years. Just taking a battering over the years. Needs some work on it, Jesse. I've got a great guy, Nick, guitar technician, top man in his field. He can work on it for you.
You know, guitars die if you don't play them.
That's true. But Nick resurrects them. Didn't used to have those guys back in your day, did you? You know, not even a roadie. Nowadays we have an army. You know, the hair, wardrobe, status quo. We've got a tequila roadie. Think that's the guy's job, look after the tequilas. Mind you, a lot of responsibility. You know, fresh lime, salt, frosting the glasses, you know, fresh limes when we're playing, say, Budapest. It could be a tight call. It's a big job, Jesse. It's a big, big job. We need that tequila. There we go. You know, there's a lot of dirt behind the strings here, Jesse. The action's a bit high. Hey, Jesse. I was wondering if I might be able to play you a song, a Robert Johnson tune.
You can play. You can sing. If you think you got the right.
Early this morning, when you knocked upon my I wake up there. The no-name haciendas, the blood change, the counseling, 3 days of climbing walls. South America's canceled. Now everybody's telling me I should go home. They all want to go home, but I say no. For the last time, I'm not going home. All right, I lift those 4 passengers on my back and I carry them forward. Jacksonville, Louisville, Cabo Hall, Detroit. A week in Madison Square Garden, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, you just heard, and the last gig ever. New Orleans tomorrow.
Geography gets pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Don't know how you can call all that shit.
Well, there's a t-shirt. I'll get you one.
You see why, from what you say about the hard times on tour and all, you see why they hate us.
Who?
Other men. We got it all. We get to go up on that big old stage and calm. It don't matter if it's a big steel stage in front of 57,000 people, a 1-foot wooden platform at the back of the bar. The point is, we get to go up on high and we strut our stuff in front of the ladies, and they fall for us. Because we doing the thing that they men wish they could do, only they can't. And what they do, they put up for us. Of course they do. And what do we go? We go, yes please, man. Because we feeling so good, we ain't about to say no. But the hearts of all those other men in the room is turned against us.
I know that, Jesse, I know.
But see, the thing is this, Carl. They make sure they get their revenge on you.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. You ain't never noticed it? You think it's bad things that happen in your life and it's just bad luck, or you brought it on yourself, but that ain't so. All those guys you upset, you don't even have to do nothing what they want. They just got to think you done something. And they will store up trouble for you. They will make bad things rain down on your head.
You can't let that stuff get to you, Jesse.
It gets to you. You play long enough, it gets to you. That's why I should have stopped. See, Maya Angelou, she knew. She told me, she said, Jesse, you can't live your whole life this way. Folks turn their mind against you. You better quit. I ain't listening. I was stubborn. It ain't even like I was making big money back in them days, late 1950s. I was lucky to pull $5 a week. But I just kept making on like the good times was just a little stretch away. But my Angela, she saw the way it was going, like the women's do. And she told me, she said, Jesse, you can go on like you're doing. But if you get to be 60 years old and you still playing them blues for nickels and dimes, then I will leave you and I don't care what. But I didn't do it. I ain't pay no heed. Didn't matter how many times she said it, and she said it over and over and over again. I just kept carrying on like I was. About 2 months after I turned 60, she said, Jesse, I told you plain, and you ain't done nothing, so carry on the way you're doing, so I'm leaving. Because I done found me a young man. And he ain't no musician, so he don't have nightmares about what people got stored up for. And she was right, he sure wasn't no musician. But he was a no good man. He was a drifter. Didn't have nothing, no family, no job. Type of personality, knock on your door and sharpen knives for $1. She meant it. All those years, she meant it. And now I'm mad, because this nobody that stole my woman and took my station wagon too. I'm like, I ain't even got the transport to get to where I'm going. Hold up in some rooming house in Illinois, and I read it in the paper. He turned over my wagon. Didn't know the steering. They drive off the big old cliff into this big ravine. They 2 days pulling bits of flesh out of the metal and bits of metal out of the dust. Cops take him from me. What they care? The nigga, one's just the same as another. Now I'm left all alone and grieving. I know where they're gonna bury her, so I head to Chicago. I get to the entrance of the churchyard. Got this archway made out of these two cypress trees. They bent over toward one another. And I'm standing there on the verge. I stood there for 5 minutes, 10. And I found myself walking away. I ain't going through it. I don't know what I'm thinking. Point is, I ain't thinking. And if I'm thinking at all, I'm thinking my life is over. Ain't nothing I can do to bring it back. What's better? The dignity of this? He died with his woman. Worst thing folks gonna say is his driving didn't get no clever. Or show up. And it's your fault. Musician couldn't hold on to his woman. Musician's wife left for some nobody. If I thought anything, I thought that. And I just started walking. I walked, and I hitchhiked the rest of the way down south. It took me the rest of the year to get there.
Back to the Delta.
You go back to what you know. It's a big old place. I settled north of where I was raised, just like you figured. Nobody knew me. Got a job working at the gas station. I joined the sanctified church where they don't hold with no blues, but mostly I just grieve. Don't know if you ever found yourself in a position of grieving, but you find yourself becoming the thing you're grieving over. Laying in that room, jaws set, eyes staring. I only made one contact with the outside world. After about a year, I wrote to Delta. Only child I had worth a damn. She was so she didn't want to come back at first. So I just found myself sitting in this room, learning to be invisible.
You played the blues then?
No, I ain't played no blues. My Angela would be alive today if I had quit. She done the right thing. Took me 10 years to admit that to myself. She's dead today because I played the devil's music and the devil took his due.
No, that's just one way to look at it.
Ain't no other.
Yeah, there's another, Jesse. All right, you took a fall, panicked, and went back to what you were safe with. The real spirit was in the blues. The church was just the drug that numbed the pain.
Church was my strength.
Look, I'm going to test you out, Jesse. I'm going to play you a blues, and you're not going to resist it.
Don't do that now. You played that Robert Johnson tune and it spooked me.
It spooked you because you know it's the truth, Jesse.
Don't play no blues. It's bad luck.
I'm going to play churchyard blues.
Don't do that.
It's your song.
I wrote it, but I don't want no part of it.
You wrote it, Jesse, and now I'm going to sing it. lost my woman today. Went down to the church, but my heart's too sick to pray. If the Lord have mercy, He never choose by mine. I said, if the Lord have mercy, He never choose by mine. But He stole my brain, took a hammer to my spine. By His wounds, and my soul is damned to hell. Say my body's broke, and my soul is damned to hell. That old devil got me right down under his bed. Believe I'm dead, lost my woman today. I believe I'm dead, lost my woman today. I went down to the church, but my heart's too sick to pray. You brought her back to me. You brought her back to me.